We have, number 16, Vanderbilt, playing at number 10, Alabama. This is the battle of the undefeated and the revenge factor, right? Um, Vanderbilt, let's talk about them a little bit first. They are 5-0 for the first time since 2008. So, wow, they've made a complete turning
Before
around.
I
And
was born.
yeah, yeah. So, um, that's one of the most surprising stories in college football this year. This game between Vandy and Alabama, it's the first ranked matchup between the two since 1937.
Wow.
So that's wow, yeah, definitely before we're born. Then,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, and ESPN's College Game Day is going to be there, so it's definitely
Nice.
going to be the biggest game of the weekend on their radar. For Vanderbilt, this is the program defining stage for the head coach Clark Lee, right? And the question at hand is, are you a big dog, right?
Mm.
We've seen them dominate and be strong through the first half of the season, getting some good wins against, decent opponents, but now you're getting into conference play and you're messing with top tier teams.
Mm-hmm.
And, you struck lightning last year. Can you do it twice?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, let's talk about, that lightning strike just a year ago. Vanderbilt, they handed Alabama a stunning, season derailing upset. Uh, Alabama this year, I don't think they're going to lack that motivation that we sensed last year. This revenge spot that they're wanting to get, at home is real, and I think the Tide are looking to, kind of reassert the traditional order, if you will, of the SEC.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so if you kind of talk about, some of the key players or key things each team has, I think about, Vanderbilt's biggest player, biggest star, Diego Pavia. Um, Transfer quarterback who was the newcomer of the year, I believe, last year in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
He's continuing to have a sensational season at Vanderbilt this year. Um, he's ranking at the top of the SEC in passing touchdowns with 13 passing touchdowns, and he's efficiently moving the ball with both his arms and legs. Uh, in terms of what he's facing a good Alabama defense, but they haven't seen anything more dangerous than Diego Pavia, since the season opener when they played Florida State. His performance under pressure is going to be critical in this matchup, right? But he's a pretty efficient, pretty good quarterback overall. Get this stat, right?
Okay.
So he's the highest rated QB in the SEC, and guess who's second behind him?
Who? Oh, is it tennis? Is it Aguilar?
No, it's not Aguilar. It's Ty Simpson, right?
Oh.
So
Oh. Okay. Oh.
battle of the two, highest rated quarterbacks in the league is happening here in
Mm.
this game. Yep. Um, a key matchup in this game that I think is going to be important is going to be, Alabama's passing attack versus Vanderbilt's secondary. So if you have to point out a weakness on this Vanderbilt team, it's definitely going to be their pass defense. They're ranking outside of the top 80 in yards allowed on defense, so they're at a national low. And you're facing Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson, and he could have a major advantage with how well his offensive line protects him and gives him plenty of time throughout the games to pass the ball. I mean, we we saw it against UJ last week. He's a true field manager, and he won't make mistakes if you give him time.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, if you give him time and the Tide can hit up a couple of explosive plays early in the game, that could be trouble for Vandy, and this game could walk away from them very easily. So if you look at the spread statistically for Alabama, they're a 10.5 point favorite right now, playing at home. So while they are expected to win, Vanderbilt, uh, since the last season has gone 12-5 against the spread, and Diego Pavia himself is 10-2 as an underdog in that same span. So they find a way to win when they're the underdog, and they always find a way to keep it competitive. So the question is, can they do it again against this top 10 Alabama team?
Yeah. I think that's a lot of good points there.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt's looking like a real underdog here. What do you think they would have to do in order to win? What do you think Vanderbilt would have to do in order to win this game?
Sure. I think it comes down to a couple things. One, you got to score. Vanderbilt is a top four scoring offense in the nation right now. So if they continue to have this explosiveness against cream of the crop competition like Alabama, their chances to win are going to be outstanding. They almost average, I think, almost 50 points a game. Another thing they need to consider and do is, feed the superstar, feed Diego Pavia. He's the leading passer and rusher right now on the team.
Yeah,
It's all about getting.
I'm glad Georgia's not playing Vanderbilt this year.
Yeah, yeah, no, you know he's been crazy impressive to watch, and he's a scary player to go against. Because how do you stop somebody that dual threat, right?
Yeah,
Um, but Saban said it in one of his interviews. It's all about getting the ball to your best player in key moments. So watching his dominance, it kind of feels like you're watching a little league football game where you have the one good player against all the other kids who kind
yeah,
of do and don't want to play football. So you're just giving him the ball all different types of
yeah,
ways,
yeah.
right? So it's going to be interesting to see how well he thrives against this Alabama defense when they know he's the star, and Vanderbilt wants to get the ball in his hands at all times. Um,
I got a question on that. So like, um, obviously Alabama knows how they lost that first game against Florida State. It was
mhm.
because of a player like Tommy Castellanos. They know what Diego Pavia can bring. What are they going to do to try and affect him? What will Vanderbilt do because they know that's going to come to kind of attack them in retaliation?
Sure, sure. So yeah, I think the first thing they're going to do is they're going to do pretty much two things. They're going to apply lots of pressure to Diego Pavia. They're not going to give him time to sit back there and make a decision to run or throw. And then secondly, they may have a spy on him, somebody dedicated to watching the star of the game the whole time and going where he goes.
Mm-hmm.
To counteract that, Diego Pavia is going to have to, depend on his other stars on the team. He's going to have to depend on the people that he distributes the ball to, and the run game is going to have to step up.
When there's a spy, when a spy is usually a linebacker, right?
Yeah, it could be a linebacker, or most times it is. It could be an edge rusher, but it's somebody whose only assignment is to follow and watch, the
Yeah.
quarterback most of the time.
And once he sees
Yep.
the spy, how do you attack that?
Once he sees a spy, I mean, he's got to find the hole in the defense, because he
Yeah,
knows he knows a man is
they're
taking out
down.
of
Yeah,
that zone
right.
or out of that man to man to guard a receiver, and so you got to find the weakness and be patient.
Nice.
The last thing that I think Vanderbilt has to do to win this game, they've got to slow down Alabama scoring. Uh, I don't think this performance, by Vanderbilt is going to be pretty in any matter, but what I do think they'll be able to do is make adjustments and limit how much they're going to get killed in the passing game, right? If they can somehow keep this Alabama team under 30, maybe even 24 points, I think their chances are pretty good.
Nice. What do you think Alabama was going to have to do to win this game?
Yeah, I think it comes down to a couple of simple things. Don't be complacent, right? I think last year they came into the game and they were just super
They had
complacent,
they had
confident.
just beat Georgia, right?
Just beat Georgia. They were ranked number one in the country. They were playing a Vanderbilt team who was, systemically known for being, mid to lower tier of conference play. Um, so yeah, don't be complacent. Never take a Saturday for granted, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next thing that I think they need to do is give Ty Simpson time. If you give him time, he's gonna lead you to the promised land, in my opinion. He's a guy who's a really, field general, field manager. He's gonna make sure that he makes the right decision and gets the balls to the right players like Jeremy Bernard and um, Ryan Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, I think they have to establish a run game. Jam Miller, he's back for a second game. Coming off the collarbone injury, they have got to have a balanced attack. We saw last week, Georgia struggled in the first half to really stop Alabama's offense. Once they, adjusted and stopped the passing game a little bit, I mean, Alabama tried to run the ball, but couldn't really get much going
Yeah.
with Jam Miller or any of the other backs. So if they don't get this going now or in the next couple of games, it's going to be trouble when you get into the thick of conference play. Yeah, and so bottom line here, I don't think Alabama takes this opportunity lightly after a big win. They're not going to
Yeah.
take it for granted. I think they're going to have a point to prove, and they're going to do everything to not allow this game to slip away. I think the Tide defense and Ty Simpson at quarterback will shine, and I think that Alabama is going to win this one. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think, they're not going to have a repeat of last year, this exact same situation. I don't think Alabama's going to go perfect this whole season, but I don't think this is the place they're going to slip up. I think Alabama's going to win this one.